Bum ba dum bum 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 ba. Hey folks, Woodgeist here again, and I'm proud to say my knife project is completed as far as the knife and sheath go. I should say sheaths because I wound up making 3. I'll tell you about that in a bit. To start, here is the knife. This is a Helle Odel blade, curly birch and rosewood handle, with leather and vulcanized fiber spacers, sorry. Show you some detail shots here. You can see the leather and vulcanized fiber spacers came out really nice. That leather, or the red, polishes up quite well and gets pretty bright. You can see the top shim of curly birch is quite hefty. It's probably a little over 1/4 inch thick. You can see the small black piece at the back of the blade. That is where I filled in that gap with a little wedge. Okay, move towards the end. That curly birch came out really nice. And the stabilized stuff, I think, is almost completely waterproof. Doesn't go for the rosewood because that's just regular rosewood, but it's nice to know that water's not gonna ruin my knife handle. Well, the curly birch part anyways. It's sort of showing up on the computer screen in a brassy color, but that thong tube there is copper. Just some little 5/16 copper tubing. You see at the butt end here, oh, there we go, final piece of curly birch, and you can see the lanyard I just finished making. I went with this sort of interlocking leather type lanyard. The same thing you would see on the Boker Beauty knife. I'll do a short little video on how to make one of these, because I haven't seen any instructions on them on the internet. I don't even know what it's called. So yeah, there's the knife. I'm very happy. I'll do some stills and throw those on as well because the picture's not coming through too great. So as for the sheaths, I wound up making 3. It's okay. I have half a cow, like 20 square feet of vegetable tan leather. Show you my first sheath. I've recently got into leather tooling. So this was the first run. You can see I did a compass rose on the front. I've always thought those looked nice and fairly easy thing to do into leather. As well, a border and a spot for a firesteel. It's all one piece. And it's in ox blood, which is a really cool color. I like it. Except there are a little couple problems I had with this sheath. It's really wide, you can see. With that much width, it should be set up for a knife like a wider skinning knife. See the sheath almost, you can imagine the blade probably ends about there. You got an extra 5/8 of an inch to an inch. So I decided I would scrap this one and go for something smaller. So I came up with this. This one's set up for vertical carry and horizontal carry. Also with a border. Place for a firesteel. Some decorative stitching at the top because I accidentally put holes for stitching, which I didn't need. So I figured I'd throw some wax thread in there for decoration. This design is 2 pieces, except everything but this is all 1 piece. You see it's a fold over belt loop, and I made the belt loop wide enough so that I could put these 2 slits, and it carries in a, like that, just in a, belt goes through there to there, and you have your horizontal carry. My problem with this one was that this back, I realized, looks pretty gross. It looks like rotten rawhide meat leather, and I thought I would just try one more time. I have lots of leather, and I've actually found out I really enjoy leather working, so maybe I'll do some leather working videos as well. This is my final sheath. This is a 4-piece sheath. I did a basket weave pattern from a basket weave stamp that I have. It came with a leather working kit. Little plug for Tandy Leather Factory. The beginner leather working kit, regular $180, $60 right now. So if you're interested in leather working, I would check that out. The way I did this sheath was I started with one big square of leather, wet formed it to my knife, and from that I was able to cut out the shape I needed to make sure I had adequate room. I had been doing paper patterns before on the other 2 sheaths, and you can never get it exactly right. Of course, you can change it if it's too big, but if it's too small, you have yourself a piece of scrap leather. Just show you how the horizontal carry, I think, is pretty clear. Your belt would pass through these portions. The vertical carry is a little different. Your belt comes in from here and pops out right there. So for me, I'm right-handed. This will fit. The back of the blade will be facing forward, and the front of the blade will be facing backwards. During horizontal carry, the blade will be facing up on my right hand side. The firesteel holder is a little loose. I don't have my firesteel here. It's a bit loose, so I think I'm going to run a seam, or maybe even just throw a rivet in the middle. There's no positive locking mechanism on this sheath, so I made it so that the knife goes really deep into it, so that there's no chance of it falling out while walking. So yeah, there is the final project. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be sure to upload some still photos as well. Thanks for viewing.